All right, here we are. We're talking to you from Taos, New Mexico, which we just came to today after leaving Andrews in Arizona this morning. And we're on day 5 of our trip here through the Southwest.
Yep, day 5 from Minneapolis down to Arizona to visit Andrew. We spent 3-4 days with Andrew there.
Mm-hmm.
And so yeah, this is day 5. And we'll recap what happened today. It was probably, yesterday was a fun day, exciting day. I mean, every day's been fun.
Yeah.
But today was a little bit.
It was a long day. First of all,
Yeah.
we spent 11 hours in the car driving from Sierra Vista to Taos because we had a couple stops, which we mentioned here, but kind of exhausting.
Yeah, it was about, what, say 11 hours, you said?
Yeah.
So,
yeah. Probably 9 hours of driving, but we were goofing off and
yeah,
whatever.
we had some unexpected delays, so.
Yeah.
But,
So Andrew started off cooking us a great pancake breakfast, delicious.
Yep,
Said goodbye, got in the car, we're out of there.
yep. So Andrew went to work. We went head back to Minnesota. So
First stop, just out of Sierra Vista, maybe half an hour tops, was the Thing, right?
yeah, it was called The Thing. It had all these billboards.
It's like Wall Drug in
yeah.
South Dakota. If you've ever gone through South Dakota, they got billboards every 10 miles or
Yeah.
whatever.
So we went to the store there, and they had a museum. You had to pay, and basically the thing was nothing. Nothing.
Not worth the $5 to pay. If you're around here, just skip it. Do
Yeah.
yourself a favor. The story did not make any sense. Okay, I'm gonna give it away. It's aliens versus dinosaurs. That's the theme. It started out with that theme, and then all of a sudden it just kind of devolved and kind of petered out into nothing.
And the only thing, Tom and I go, what was the thing?
What was the thing?
And then we just kind of figured out here before we were talking, it was like, well, there was this, looked like this mummified person who had a safari hat over the private areas, the thing. And so we were thinking, well, maybe that's the thing.
I just now have a theory that I think the Thing was that mummy originally, right?
Yeah.
In 1950 or whatever. And just over time, they've been expanding this display with other garbage, just trying to make it work.
Make some sense of it. Yeah.
So it was.
It was kind of we tried to figure it out. So that was our first stop. Our second stop, we saw a train derailment. Some people said that.
Oh yeah, that was kind of cool. We didn't get a photograph of that in time because I saw it last second, but huge pileup of train boxcars on the north side of the freeway as we were heading towards New Mexico, and it was a disaster, really.
Yeah, so it was quite the pileup. I mean, it looked like a big junkyard.
Yeah.
And so we kept moving. We got to the town. What's the town's name?
Deming, North New Mexico.
Yeah, so we wanted to get some lunch.
You can tell as soon as you go in from Arizona to New Mexico, things turn to shit. Honestly.
Yeah.
The roads are bumpy, not maintained. All of the towns look like they've been abandoned for a while. It was a depressing feel from Arizona to New Mexico for me.
Yeah, and it was when our first stop there in Deming, we just wanted to go to get a quick bite to eat, go to the bathroom. We went to Arby's, and that was basically only a drive-through, and we wanted to sit down. We wanted to eat in a car or something. We just wanted to take a break. Yeah. And so we started walking around town, and everything's kind of closed for good almost. Yeah. And a lot of people wearing masks. And it seems like everything's more behind where we're at in Minnesota as far as COVID restrictions and everything like that. But I mean, it was kind of a depressing town.
So Jay just got some little snacks at Walgreens, just to eat in the car. And then we went back in the drive-thru. And actually, I got a sandwich in the drive-thru from Arby's, so I kind of ate that on my lap in the car.
Right, and I started to drive.
And we decided not to get gas in Deming, which is was a mistake,
Right.
as will come to be shown.
It's like, I told Tom, I go, hey, maybe about a half a tank. He's, oh, we got plenty. And I said, well, I don't know. And he's like, we'll be fine. We'll get some in Truth or Consequence,
Yes.
New Mexico.
I remember passing through New Mexico before and stopping in Truth or Consequences for gas. This is kind of in the middle of the state, and for whatever reason, I just said, yeah, don't worry about it. Let's just get it later.
Yeah.
So we're on the road. We're heading north, and we actually passed through Truth or Consequences.
There was a gas station kind of there, but we're like, oh, there'll be another one right around the corner.
Well, actually, Truth or Consequences, the gas station isn't right on the freeway. You have to get off the freeway into the town and then go to the gas station. So I said, you know what? There's another one on the map, just a little further up. Let's just wait till. And by then we were down to like maybe a quarter of a tank.
Right.
And I said, it's within range, no problem. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm driving, Tom's navigating, and so we pull off on the exit.
Yes.
And
as soon as we pull off, I said, I don't think this place is open.
Yeah.
It looked like it was shut down. It has been shut down for like 10 years. But then I noticed like there was 3 or 4 people standing around the gas tank. The pumps.
Yeah.
Putting gas in the car. Well, those people are using the tanks.
Yeah.
It's like obviously open.
Yeah, they didn't look like they were, but apparently I'm like, well, maybe they're trying to get them to work and they weren't working.
Yeah. So we pull up there, and as soon as I get out of the car, the lady says to me, "Oh, you want gas?" And I said, "Yeah." And she said, "Okay, what you got to do is there's no carb reader here. You fill up the tank, take a picture of what the reading says on the tank on the pump, and then bring it into me and pay." And immediately I got a bad feeling. But I said, okay. And so that's what we did. We filled up the tank. And one of the problems, of course, was Jay just bought a Mini Cooper. And the minimum octane rating that's supposed to go in that car is
89.
89.
We looked in that thing and they're like, because we're like, well, what kind of gas should we be getting here?
Yeah.
I forgot what Andrew said. So.
And all of the tanks, all of the pump, slots basically. There's like 2 or 3 on the pump. They all said 86, which I had never actually heard of an 86 octane gas before.
So we were basically almost, we maybe had another gallon or so, and we were getting low.
Yeah.
I don't like getting low tank,
We could have gone another 50, 60 miles maybe, but
yeah.
in New Mexico, that was not a certain thing that we'd be able to get another gas station within that range.
Yeah, unless we turn back, but we really didn't want to turn back. So we're like, all right, we'll just put a little bit in. So I put some gas in there. I took a picture of the pump and of what I pumped in there. And so I walk into the store to pay.
Yeah.
And Tom can take it
So
from
Jay's
there.
paying at the lady at the register and showing him her the picture of the pump and stuff. And I took a couple pictures inside the store, which I'll put in a little pop-up here. And I just have to say, this was maybe the saddest gas station that ever existed. You walk inside and it just had a sense of dying.
Yeah, it was.
And it's called the Santa Fe Diner and Truck Stop. And what you've got to do yourself a favor and Google that. Go to Google and New Mexico on maps, Google Maps. Go to New Mexico and search for Santa Fe Diner and Truck Stop and look at the reviews, which I picked a couple out to read to you. But I just want to show these pictures and talk about what's on the shelf. So one picture is the magazine selection that's there, and one is a couple of brochures on the joy of the Technotard, Pet Trouble, which looks like a book from about 1970, and then Midwest Martha Stewart Living. They must have had a lot of choices for that magazine.
It was somewhat of a time warp machine. That's kind of what we were kind of talking about. It seemed like you were going back in time almost to this place. It was left abandoned, and somebody just kind of stepped in and.
Yeah,
and
I feel, and when you look at the Google reviews, I think I mentioned this at the restaurant today, it's like on a time loop. Like some of the reviews are 5 stars.
Yeah.
Like, this is the best place I've ever eaten. And the next review, in the same month, it will be a 1-star review, and it will just be a horror show.
So yeah, Tom, we're out to eat to dinner tonight, and Tom was reading through the reviews, and we were both in tears at the dinner table. So it's just hilarious of what they said.
So another reason why we stopped there was to use the restroom.
Right.
And we said, can we use the restroom? She said, oh, no, pipe's broke. The guy's coming to fix them, hopefully.
Yeah.
And the restroom has duct tape across the door of the restroom. And it looks like somebody broke through the duct tape at one point and used the emergency situation. Another picture I'm going to include here is the shelf of food that they have for sale. So going from left to right, there's 3 cans of cream corn, a can of papaya chunks, 3 cans of Mrs. Dash.
This is all one shelf. One display they have.
Another can of cream corn. Then the next shelf down is a jar of mushrooms, a jar of tuna, a can of jalapeno peppers, and a can of tart kidney beans. That's it. There's no prices on anything.
Right, yeah.
So I guess, who knows what the price is. I guess you take it to the lady at the shelf, and she tells you, or the lady at the store, and she tells you what the stuff costs. Okay, so here are a couple of the 1-star reviews that I think you should read for yourself on Google. If I were a filmmaker, this is from David Thomas, 1 year ago, 1 star. If I were a filmmaker, I would want to come back because it really does have an amazing creepy vibe. The restrooms are cinematically filthy, and it's hard to imagine that any positive reviews are genuine. This one is from Jory Acosta from 1 year ago. This place belongs in a scary movie somewhere between Wrong Turn and The Hills Have Eyes. The clerk was busy kicking out a group of 20-year-olds, then turned to me as if I was stealing something, and when I asked for change to use the air pump, I was told they didn't have any quarters in-house at all. Kinda hard to believe, but okay. Then the restrooms were so crazy scary, only one light bulb worked, and scratched into the wall on the stall was they eat who they kidnap. Super creepy place that I will avoid in the future. So,
I can't even believe this place was, I mean, it sounds like it's been existing like this for a long time.
Yeah. So that was the Santa Fe Diner and Truck Stop. I think it's a must stop. Now it's a must stop. Anybody go through?
Don't do it.
Santa Fe.
Don't do it.
Down through southern Mexico should stop and check that out.
You maybe want to just pull into the parking lot and then gun it and get back on the highway.
Here's our lesson learned and a tip from someone else who left a Google review is never drive through New Mexico with less than a half tank of gas.
Yeah.
Always drive through the full tank of gas because if you don't, you're going to be forced to stop at a place like this.
There isn't that many places between Deming and Albuquerque, really.
No, it's like hundreds of miles with absolutely nothing.
So, it's a scenic drive, but pretty sparse.
So anyway, we left that place, and Jay realized, hey, I got this crappy gas in here. Who knows what's in this,
Right.
It could be half water, could be half pee. Who knows what's in this gas? So he said, let's just put in 5 gallons, and we'll stop at the next place and fill up with really high quality gas to kind of even things out. Yeah. So that's what we did. We stopped up.
And then we were able to use a restroom.
Yeah, they did. So, they did have although the lady was cleaning, we had to wait.
So it was a little bit better, but advise, if you can, make sure you have a full tank of gas. Yeah. So you don't have to endure what we did today.
Yeah.
So
it is a good story to tell. So almost worth it.
Yeah, I mean, totally was.
Okay, so then we got up to Taos. By the way, once you get past Santa Fe, the roads and the scenery is just awesome. So 3/4 of New Mexico is a complete crap hole, but the top 1/4 I would say is pretty awesome.
Yeah.
So if you're going to come to New Mexico, spend all your time in the Santa Fe, Taos area. The drive was really beautiful, kind of winding between mountains and stuff. There's a river that goes right along the freeway.
So that's why we were coming to Taos anyway, because people had said, hey, it's really pretty, and so we're gonna check it out tomorrow morning. We're gonna check out the town here. Yeah.
Oh, we gotta mention our hotel. It's pretty awesome. We came in here and we didn't have a hotel picked out ahead of time. We had some ideas. We stopped downtown. They were full. And then we kind of Googled around and picked this place, which is called the Pueblo something.
Yeah, something. We'll get it.
Yeah, we'll
We'll
get
put
it.
it
I'll
in.
put a picture of it in or whatever. But it is an awesome room. Big room, wood floors, 2 big queen beds, super clean. They gave us a little gift bag or a little bag with chips and cookies and candy when we checked in. So I would highly recommend this place.
Yeah, it was a nice side on the north side of town and walking distance to the center of town.
We had a little bit of an issue kind of going down to eat because everything around here is closing at 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
We assume because of COVID
Right.
restrictions.
Things seem pretty strict here. I think still per governor orders, the pool and hot tub that's closed down. So it's a little bit of a adjustment to get used to.
We had a nice dinner at the local restaurant here, and the staff was really nice, but they were understaffed. They didn't have busboys cleaning off tables, and the service was a little slow. But again, we think it's kind of because of COVID.
And it's Monday night too, and it was so it was a little bit what you wouldn't expect, but then again, you never know what to expect when you coming through New Mexico here. So
Yep. I think we hit everything that we had on our little checklist here that we want to talk about. So tomorrow plan is spend a little more time in Taos, have a nice relaxing breakfast, which is provided by the hotel.
yeah, we'll get you the name of it.
Yeah, explore Taos a little bit, maybe get out of here in mid-morning, stop at a couple places on the way to Denver, and then stop in Denver for the night, and we'll maybe check in tomorrow.
Yes. So, all right.
Till
See you,
then,
everyone.
bye.